All right, guys, in today's video, we are going to take this Primo machine and put it inside this RV. And it's going to be the first time you've ever seen it done. So stick around, check it out. Is it good? I didn't poison it. Welcome to the Salty Trips channel. I'm Chris. We're all about full-time RV life, truck travel, towing, all that jazz. In a previous video, kind of told you guys how we tote these back and forth to the Primo machine to get filled because we don't drink camp water. And one of my goals is to not have to tote these things back and forth. Instead of taking these jugs to the Primo machine, we're bringing the Primo machine to us. Come on, I'm going to show you what we're talking about. All right, guys, in the last video, you saw us install this BlueTech 3-stage water filtration system with the bonus water softener up here, because anything to make RV life easier, I'm all about. And like in the previous video, I told you my wife is a bit of a water snob, so I want a filtration system where I don't have to take jugs to the Primo machine anymore and fill them up. It packs a big punch for such a small system, which brings us to the Primo machine. The Primo machine has the micro filters, has the carbon filters, and it has one more thing that we don't have yet that we need to install to make this battle station fully operational. And this is the first time anybody's ever going to see this on video. At least that's what they told me anyway. So we're going to go install this device that's supposed to help eliminate 99.9% of viruses down to the DNA. But I guarantee you haven't seen it before because it just come out. All right, guys, so we're in the kitchen, and the Primo machine has the micron filter, the carbon filter, and it also has the UV light disinfector. That's the main thing. Well, it also has a reverse osmosis machine, but I don't think, you don't really probably want a reverse osmosis, and I don't want a reverse osmosis because one particular reason is, like, yeah, the reverse osmosis takes, you know, basically all the stuff out of the water, but it also takes all the good stuff too, any vitamins and minerals in there that are good for you. But with the micron filter and the carbon filter and this sweet UV filter, we're hopefully going to get Kim to drink out of the faucet. And I made a challenge to her. I asked her, I'm like, well, you mind taking a taste test when I get all this finished and seeing if it cuts the mustard? And she agreed to it. But here's the thing, I said I would take like 2 of her water jugs. I'd fill up one with the Primo water and one with the BlueTech water that comes out of the faucet with the new UV filter. But we're going to play a little trick on her. We are going to fill both bottles with the BlueTech water and ask her which one tastes like the Primo filter water. I bet she's not going to be able to tell a difference, and just see what she says. I guarantee she's going to love it, because I've already tried the water without the UV filter and everything, and it tastes fantastic. I'm going to start making my coffee and tea and all that stuff with it, so it's superb. But we're going to be the first ones to see this installed, and it should be super easy. It's basically pretty much plug and play. There's 3 things. There's the power cord, there's the filter, then there's 2 hoses, and it just goes in line. All you should have to do is find a place to mount it, unscrew underneath the counter, screw that one into the UV filter, and then take the other line and screw it up to the faucet. And they have a couple of adapters in here, so we'll see how easy this is put together. You know, our kitchen is here on the back wall, but if you have an island kitchen, it should go exactly the same. You just need a little 120 volt power source, and we have one right over in here. So we're probably going to cut a hole up there through underneath the sink and have it come out right over here and plug it in. But most islands are the same way, where they have a little outlet somewhere close by. So you could drill a hole right up in here and have the wire come out. You could plug it right in, and nobody's ever going to see it or know the wiser. Either that, or you have to go under your sink and add an outlet, which is more of a pain. I think the drilling the hole is going to be way easier, and nobody's ever going to see it. And see, these are the little adapters, reducer, coupler reducer, and a male-to-male nipple. One of these all should work to make it connect to the sink, because every RV is going to be a little different. They pretty much put one in there for each scenario. Just to make things easier for myself, I think I'm just going to take these doors off. I think it's going to... I'm a big guy. I think that's going to make things a little bit easier. All right, so most of the time, the fittings are right down here underneath the sink, but in this scenario, they actually are back over here. So I'm gonna have to take this drawer out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, I got the drawer out, so they're right back in there. They're right here. So this is probably gold. To make it easier to get that thing around, I'm just gonna take this screw out. Be careful not to drop it. I got this all zip tied together. Just gonna cut that. That'll bring this is blue, so should be our fresh water. There's one little thing. A lot of times they'll put like a on-off valve here, isolator valve. They didn't put one here, so we're just gonna have to turn the water off back at the pedestal. I've got the washing machine going right now, so I'll have to wait for it to get through with that cycle. Okay, in the meantime, while we're waiting for the washing machine to get done, we'll just get the electrical run while we're at it. They've already done some work for me. They already have power going through the wall here, so we could just use the holes they've already drilled. See if you can see that right up there. That's going right into here, so we'll just pull these drawers out and take a look to see what's going to take to get up there. This is probably like if you had a kitchen island, it would probably be way simpler because it's all open in there. But because the kitchen's on the back wall here, it makes it a little more difficult. Otherwise, you would just unscrew it, screw it back in, and drill a hole through the top here, bring the wire out, and you're done. But this isn't really that hard. Pull this bottom one out, just hopefully make things a little easier on me. All right, well, this looks like it's going to be pretty easy. The hole comes through the wall there, and they have it run up to that outlet right up there. So I'm probably just going to drill a little hole right below the outlet to shove the line down and have it come right through here into here and then back over there. Ah, crap. I thought I was recording. I guess I didn't. But we just basically punched a hole right down here in the bottom with a drill bit so that I can stick this down here and shove it down. And then this will plug in right here. But let me clean this up real quick. All right, so pull all that through. And then do the same thing here. Well, that was rather painless. And then all we have to do is once we get it mounted in here, plug it in. And that'll plug in right there. Put these back together. All right, so we did run into one little hiccup because the hose comes out over on that side and it's got to go this way. There is an in and out to this thing. If you're looking at it this way, the left side is in and this side is out. So this hose would have to attach to here and then bend all the way back over to the other cabinet over there. But it's just a little too short to do that. But if this was under the sink, this would be plenty long enough. But of course they had the hoses come out over there. So we're going to run to the store, grab one probably about twice as long as this, or maybe at least about 10 more inches. And then we can throw this thing together because the washing machine's done and we'll cut off the water and we'll be right back. All right, got the goods. They saved the day. All right, let's get back home. All right, let's shut this off. Drained all the water out of the line. Now we just got to disconnect, reconnect everything. It should be fairly simple. Unscrew this by hand. A little bit of water came out. And you'll notice there's no Teflon tape on any of these fittings because they have a gasket in here that seals it. So you're just going to cause yourself more headaches putting Teflon on that. Whenever there's a gasket, you don't need to use Teflon. It's just like a garden hose. It's got a little O-ring in there or a gasket. You don't put Teflon on a garden hose. Same thing. And we're just going to pull that through here. And before I put this stuff in here, I'm just going to connect all the lines to this first and then shove it back there. Because it's going to be tough getting to them when they're going to be back behind that pipe. Goes in, goes out. And then on the inlet, because the other end is female, we'll put a male-to-male adapter. Slide this up in here. and reconnect this to here. I got a little longer hose than I needed to. We'll actually put this thing all the way over here then. We just got to connect these two back together. And then we just got to screw it to the wall back there. And if you don't have one of these are very handy. It's basically like a sleeve that goes over your screw, so you don't have to hold the screw. You can put the screw on, put the sleeve down, and then you can drill it in. You don't have to hold the screw. And got an extra extension to make this a little easier. Sweet, there we go. Now all I gotta do is plug this in, and I think I'm just gonna clean this up. They give you a lot of cord here, more than enough. Put this twisty tie that came with it right back on. How pretty is that? Nice. That should still be able to go up and down. But make sure that's okay. Yep. If you were sure how that works, that's just pull that down, and that's a little weight that just pulls it back down. Before we put all that crap back together, we're going to turn the water on and make sure we don't have any leaks. All right, let's get back in there and check for some leaks. It shouldn't be, because they're all snug fit. All you have to do is hand tight. And when you install it, don't have it plugged in. You're going to have to run this for 3 minutes prior to plugging it in. It just clears out the line and stuff in case there's any debris in there during manufacturing or something. No leaks. No leaks. No leaks. Good to go. This did have a zip tie on here, so we are just going to put this back and zip tie it again, back again. And that's so when you're running down the road, things aren't shaking and rattling. That's how stuff comes loose. Now we gotta put this back on. Now we gotta be careful here. If I drop this, there's no getting that screw back. Last but not least is my Govee water sensors. I have these placed everywhere we have water. And I'll just stick it right back here if we ever get a leak. There's also one down here below on the second one in case water comes up on here, drips to the side, and doesn't hit that one below it. It hits that one, that one. I got them in the basement, under the water heater, over by the washer dryer. Everywhere there's water, we have these Govee sensors. If you don't have them, you should definitely get them. I'll leave them linked down in the description area below, because I don't know how many of you guys watch Wild RV Life. You saw what happened to their rig. It's good to have an alarm, let you know what's going on. If they had a buzzer going off, they would have woke up and been able to shut off that water and save their rig. All right, we let it run for a little over 3 minutes, and then all we're gonna do is plug it in. And there's a little light indicator out there that tells you that it's not on. Turn it on, turns green, water flowing, green's good. I'm sure you've probably seen some UV purifiers before that you have to drill a hole in your counter and mount a whole new water system, tie in a T. This makes it way easier because you just tie it in line. You don't have to put a T in, you don't have to drill any holes in your countertop. This is the PurBlu LED under sink purifier. That's a mouthful. But like I said, it was super easy to install. Now we got nice, clean water. Between the Blue Tech water filters out in the basement and this thing, we basically have a primo machine in here. So now comes the fun part. We're going to do the taste test with Kim, and then hopefully I can get rid of these 5-gallon jugs. All right, so I got 2 of our water bottles, and we're going to fill them with some purified Blue Tech water. And I'll just stick these in the fridge so they're nice and cold for her. She's definitely going to say one of those is Primo water. I don't think she's going to be able to tell the difference. I honestly think it tastes a little better. But we got to wait till she gets home and we'll test her out. All right, guys. Kim got off work and I have here the bottles. I know which one's which. And she's going to do a taste test and see. So let's start with this one. So... really thirsty.
It's a long day.
She just got off work. Alright. Is that good? Alright, now try this one. I didn't poison it. Was that good? Alright. So which one is the Primo?
If I had to take a guess,
Yeah.
I don't know, because they both... I don't know that one.
You sure?
No.
Does it taste like the Primo?
I don't know. Oh, the Primo, the water.
The water. That's where we get our water, filtered water from.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your money's on this one.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, what if I tell you they're both Blue Tech? Blue Tech and Blue Tech. So, we tricked her, but she's saying it's just as good as the Primo filters. Now we got the micro filter, the carbon filter, and now the UV filter. So, we're covered at all angles. And can I get, this is the big question. Can I get rid of the 5-gallon jugs?
Yes.
Sweet. It's a win. Alright. The UV filter should be out by the time you guys see this video. It's not even released yet as when I'm making this video. Is it good? But the UV filter will be available by the time this video is released. I'll leave links for everything for the 3-stage filter and all that stuff. Come back. And I'll leave links for all that stuff in the description area below. Thank you, Blue Tech, for finally letting me get rid of the jugs. And honestly, if this was in our island in our old RV, this would have been like a 20-minute job. And just because where it's located and stuff, it took maybe a total of maybe 35-40 minutes. And then I had to run to Ace Hardware. It should be super easy. Uh-oh, Penny's coming in. Alright, we got Finny in here. But, so don't be afraid to put this in stuff. You know, if you like your clean water, definitely check it out. Links below. Thank you guys for coming along. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, notification bell, all that fancy jazz. Give this video a big thumbs up. Shows us you appreciate the content because we appreciate you guys. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.